And also, really quick, before the intro got done, right? Before you watch the intro, I just got done recording this video. Like, I literally just stopped. I literally just hit unstop recording and then immediately hit recording again to record this part. So at the beginning of the video, I tell a little story. I get a little caught up in the story I was telling for about 8-something minutes. So just skip to about, I don't know, 8 minutes and 20 seconds to get to the actual video if you don't want to hear the story I was telling at the beginning. And it's just really quick, just keep in mind that this does not apply to you if you're watching this in a premiere, because obviously you can't skip. But I mean, other than that, continue on. So yeah, it's a little bit awkward, but I can't come up with an opening for this video, so have a good one. Enjoy the video. Roll the intro, please. Hey Slayers, I'm the world's coolest Sega enthusiast, Sega Slayer 64, and welcome to a sad day, everyone. A very sad day, okay? Just an extremely sad day. I wish I didn't have to say this, but today's video is the final day of Saturn Day. Yup, it's over. Saturn Day is over, man. Saturnweek. Hold on, not Saturn Day. Saturnweek is over. Okay, Saturnweek is over. It's sad. I know. I've been enjoying this week. In fact, I've had fun making all two videos, and this final video included, all week. It's been a blast, man. It really has been a blast. And I'm just gonna go ahead and turn this up for you guys so you can start hearing the audio. But first, before we get into today's video, I want to talk about a few things really quick. So let's just talk about a few things really fast, okay? Number one, let's get this out of the way. Saturnweek will be back, and next time it comes back, it'll be something different. You know what I'm saying? It'll be maybe Genesis Week, a Master Week, or for Master System, or Game Gear or Gear Week or Game Week. I don't know, something different. Dream Week. Oh, that one sounds fun, right? It'll be back some point, probably next month. I'll probably do one of these weeks every month. How about that? Sounds fun, right? But another thing I wanted to address, and I've explained this a few times before, but sometimes I feel the need to explain this. So this right here, right, is my OBS screen, obviously. And some of you have probably wondered, why do we see this boring OBS screen when we open the video? Well, to be honest with you, it's simple, okay? Because 9 times out of 10, I like doing this because I've had a few problems with OBS, right? Where sometimes it won't record or it will stop recording, okay? So this right here is just my little safe haven, I guess you could call it, is essentially, and I do multiple test records even before I do record the video. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'm even so scared that it might stop recording that I'll record half of the video, right? Stop recording, make sure it recorded everything fully through, and then record the whole video again, because I'm just so scared of something like that happening. It's happened too many times and too often this goes way back to when I was only using my phone. Even when I had so during the period that I was only doing phone videos and I didn't have a PC, we went through 3 phones, okay? 3 phones we went through. The first one being a little prepaid phone, right, that I got for Christmas one year. And I had more phones way before that, but those phones obviously got broken or just got old, and I got rid of them. But no, the first one we started out with was my newest phone at the time. I had got it just at for 2019's Christmas, so it was brand. So when I started my channel in 2020, I only had it for a few months, right? And that was the first one. And to be fair, I rag on that phone a lot. I really did rag on it, but I did love that phone as a Christmas gift. But like, as far as like video making went, it wasn't the best. I mean, the screen was only 480p, to be honest with you, right? It was a nice size phone though. It was a pretty big phone, especially compared to what I had before, which was like, that phone was probably almost like, what, I want to say 6 inches. right? And the phones I had before that was like 5'4", something similar to that ratio. So they were smaller. But that phone, I never really had too many recording problems. No, I did. I had a few problems where the audio wouldn't record, or just when the all around just things would be glitched, and sometimes the recording wouldn't work. Then we got the Moto G6 Play, and yeah, that phone was good. It was a good phone. The problem is it didn't last very long, because we literally got to record with the Moto G6 Play for 1 month. 1 month was how long it lasted on the Sega Slayer 64 channel. Keep in mind, I paid a lot of money for that phone, but it still wasn't up to the standards that I wanted out of a phone. You see what I'm saying, for my video. So and plus it was kind of a downgrade compared to what I already had, because the screen, well, as far as specs wise, it shot up tremendously. I mean, it was older, because the phone I had at that time was it was 2019, right? And the Moto G6 Play would have been 2018, mid 2018, something like that. So it was already a year old, or a year and a half old. And as we know in the tech world, a year to even a few months is like light years in the tech world, because tech moves so fast. So it was already considered old hardware, but it was still like very usable. My main problem was the one thing I was looking for in a phone, and we're getting off track here. I'm gonna go ahead and continue with what we're supposed to be talking about, but to sum it up, the main thing I was looking for with a phone was Dreamcast, and that didn't have it, which is why that only lasted a month. But hey, don't think I paid a lot of money for that phone just to automatically toss it out. It eventually, okay, we'll finish this. Hold on, just to finish this up. It eventually ends up in Martian hands, where it still lies today. He uses that phone every day. That is his main phone and his only phone, to be honest with you. And he still loves that sucker, and he still gets use out of it. And he's still, still a great phone. Still, some features that I did miss from that phone was like, it had special touch features, so if I, shook it, it would automatically turn the flashlight on, and I used to just play with that, and it would do a bunch of other things that was really cool. Again, getting off topic, but to sum it up, out of the Moto G6 Play, I had a lot of recording problems with that one. And that was probably like one of the hardest to record from, because I had a lot of issues with just sound not recording, videos not recording, things being messed up in the videos, and other things like that out of the Moto G6 Play. And so as a daily phone, that phone was awesome, but as a recording phone, I had glitches. I had a lot of glitches. Then I upgraded to the final phone, and the greatest phone I've ever had personally, the most expensive phone I've ever had personally, and just all around just an awesome device. Also, the biggest phone. Like, dude, this phone is so big, right? It's so big. I literally, like, so many other people I see with some of even the newest phones, this phone eclipses it. And this phone is a pretty new phone. It came out in 2020, I want to say 2019, 2020, something like that. And oh no, by the time I got the Moto G6 Play, it was 2 years old. I just thought about it, but no, the phone had came out in 2020, right? And it's called the Coolpad Legacy. Not to be confused with the Coolpad Legacy S, the smaller version. No, I had the full size, like 6.6 inch Coolpad Legacy. And I still have that phone. That's my main phone. It's freaking huge. One day I'll record. I'll somehow figure out a way to record some footage of all three of those phones for you guys, so you can see each one of them in the flesh, and you can see how good the Coolpad Legacy is. Like, that phone is the greatest phone I've ever had. Like, it can even run certain GameCube games at almost full speed. Wii pretty much is the end of it, but it can even run like a few GameCube games, lower end GameCube games to be fair, but it can still run a few GameCube games at full speed. Dreamcast, no problem. PSP, no problem. Genesis, no problem. But, I mean, again, obviously Genesis is no problem. Anything under, like, PS1, anything under Dreamcast is no problem. PSP, no problem. DS, no problem, all that. But, well, I had a few recording problems on there, too. Again, a few times where whole videos would just be lost, and I'd have to either just scrap the video or try and re-record it. Sometimes the audio would be lost. Sometimes my recording would just stop working altogether. Sometimes I would run out of space, although that's the phone with the biggest amount of space I've ever had. It has 32 gigs, and I know most of the phones I've ever had before that only had 16 gigs, including the Moto G6 Play. So, I had a lot of phones that only had 16. So to have a phone that has freaking as 32 gigs is a lot, but I would run out of space sometimes for videos because videos do take up a lot of space. Like half the videos I make on here, I still have. Fun fact, right? So, oh, dude, we're 8 minutes into this video. Look, I'm sorry, the intro was too long. Long story short, the only reason you ever see my OBS screen is because of the fact that I just like to make sure it's going to record. So that's why we see my OBS screen. But I've made you wait long enough. We're 8 minutes into this video and no gameplay. I am super sorry for that. I'll probably leave a little timestamp at the beginning so you know that I'm only talking for the first 8 minutes. But that being said, let's get directly into this video. So, you've seen the title of this video. You want to see Road Rash 32-bit. I'm going to see Road Rash 32-bit. And oh man, Road Rash 32-bit is so freaking good, right? That it's tough for me to choose between this and Road Rash 3. But I think I'm going to make a video one day doing a versus on both of them. But for this video, let's just review Road Rash for the Sega Saturn, if I can find it. Let's just review, if I can find it real quick. There we go. Road Rash for the Sega Saturn. So without further ado, let's jump right in. Oh yeah, few things real quick. This game right here is one of the games, right? So I can't see the intro, I can't see the electronic art screen or the openings. And the reason is, for some reason this game is it's glitched on my freaking on the emulator for some reason. So there we go. Road Rash 32-bit, there's the production team. First off, right? You'll notice Road Rash 32-bit has a very weird presentation. Now, first off, I should be on it, let you know this, right? So Road Rash 32-bit first came out on the 3DO, or the Panasonic 3DO, right? And it was a big hit, obviously, for that console, considering that console had a small base. But then, by the time it was time for the next true generation, although Panasonic 3DO was the first 32-bit console to market, right? It was time for the Sega Saturn and PlayStation. So, and 64, the next true generation by the big guys, okay? So, here's where Road Rash came out. We'll just press start real quick. Oh no. Well, we had some controller problems, whatever. We'll just reset. Wait a second. I just realized something. You want to know something? I'm probably getting copyrighted in this video. Cause Road Rash has some freaking rock music in it, and I don't know if that rock music is let's just say channel appropriate or if it's copyright appropriate. So we're gonna skip past the intro, okay, and get directly into the game, because I just realized I don't know if this music here, I mean, it's an awesome opening, but I don't know if this is actually you know, allowed, because I don't want to get sued, obviously, and I want to keep my video on here. But you can see Road Rash, Road Rash took a lot more of a, let's just say, cooler approach, right? So you see, starting the game, you have three options here. Thrash mode, the arcade version of Road Rash, no character selection, no bike shop, no unnecessary gossip, just pick a race and go, right? Big game mode, the whole chimichanga, 5 levels of head-splitting speed. Start by choosing an alias, complete with a smelly rat bike, and a handful of cash. Compete for cash to upgrade your bike and win the respect of your compadres. And restroom, take care of pressing business like game auctions, load and save features and that stuff. So we'll look at restroom first. But in essential, let me just boil it down, right? So this mode right here is just Road Rash. You just pick any course you want and you race it and you go on about your day, right? Big game mode is more like Road Rash 3 and the previous entries of Road Rash. Essentially, it's the story mode. So you compete in different races to upgrade your bikes, to unlock more courses, and to just be better and win as many races as you can, while getting more and more cash and upgrading your bike more and more. Obviously, again, Road Rash 3. And restroom, we'll just go right into this and look at what it has to offer. So you can see you can load the game, you can save the game, game mode, or toggle between thrash mode or big game mode. Player mode. Player mode chooses a one-player game or a two-player alternate game. Yeah, even though this was the 32-bit era, no split screen still for Road Rash, which, Oh, what sucks, I mean, dude, it would have been so good to play Road Rash 32-bit with 2 players at the same time, just trying to duke it out with freaking pipes and things like that. Player level, so you can turn it on, I'm guessing you can turn it on easy, you know, whatever. Engine sound, so you can turn off the sound of your engine on or off, but we'll just have it on stereo. Race music, now you can toggle the race music as stereo, mono, or off. We'll just leave it on. Also, I think it's cool to give you separate options. With the jukebox, you can obviously listen to all the music here, which I thought was cool, especially considering this was a CD game. You get CD quality music, and we know how old Sega Slayer feels about his Road Rash music. Okay, let's be honest here. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I don't even know what I did. Oh no, I think we accidentally started a race, and I was not trying to do such a thing. So we'll just, oh yeah, also there's loading, but no, we're actually going to quit this game. Let's just go back. I was not intending to do such a thing. I'm sorry. And it's glitching. I told you, it does that from time to time. Hey, at least you didn't total the sucker. Listen, man. Okay, we were not trying to do this. Take me back to the restroom, please. Now, here we go. You can see, like I said, this game has a lot more of a trying to be a cooler theme. Like, we have this restroom for some reason. Okay, hold on. I'm just going to reset this because I want to get back to the main menu of the game. If I could, please. We'll just skip all this. Yeah, it's glitching. It does that. Like I said, I don't know. It just glitches on this emulator for whatever reason. This music is really scaring me because I do not want to get copyrighted. See, presented in Dolby surround sound. Anyway, there we go. Let's just start. So we'll just go with thrash mode first, and I'll show you what this mode has to offer. So essentially, you can just pick a race. Like we have the city, Nevada. Oh, I can't read it because it's half like blurry. Napa Valley, Pacific Highway, and the Penicillin. I can't see because it's blurry. It's a very, I don't know if it's just because it's automatically blurry or because, okay, let's be honest here. I'm going to let you guys in on a secret. I have very bad eyesight, obviously, so I cannot, well, not obviously, but I do have very bad eyesight. So I can't really read what it says, but we're just going to get right in. I can read most of them, but this one right here, I can't see. It's like blurry for some reason. I don't know why they give it that effect, but anyway, that's not what matters. Let's get right into this, and you can see the length here. You can read dodge nasty traffic and zombie pedestrians in the urban jungle. Level 1 and player 1. Length 5. You know, you can see how much we have. 5 miles essentially. Let's get right into the city. Now this one is probably the map. Oh yeah, also Road Rash 3 does have like video presentations because again, this is the 32-bit era and everything had to have video. Had to have a video in it because guess what? Presentation. Loading also, there is loading obviously. Now the first thing I want you to notice is when we get in. First off, the first thing I want you to notice is the game is heavily 3D. Now you can notice whereas like the previous Road Rash games like Road Rash 3, right, gave off like semi 3D gameplay, right, or semi 3D graphics. Road Rash 32-bit goes full out using the new power of the Sega Saturn, PlayStation, and 3DO. Using the new power and new tools EA had to play around with, they obviously had to go ahead and give Road Rash the full-on 3D touch of paint. Other than that, though, I mean, other than it being 3D, the music being different, for the most part, it plays almost extreme. I mean, let me be honest here. They stuck extremely to the basics of Road Rash 3. Okay, it's just Road Rash 3 again. But that's good, because Road Rash 3, as I've told you, was amazing. I love Road Rash 3. I love the gameplay of Road Rash 3, and you really can't go wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? It's smooth, it's cumbersome, okay, and it's just all around good in general. You can't really mess up Road Rash 3. So I'm not upset. I'm not one of the people upset that they didn't change much from Road Rash 3 because what was there really to change? Road Rash 3 was already pretty much perfect in my opinion and really did not need to change much. So you obviously, you accelerate with the B button, right? And you can attack with the A button, right? So that's essentially what you do. You attack with A, accelerate with B, and that's all you do. You control, obviously, with the D-pad, you steer, and there's not really much more to that. I imagine if there's nitrous in this game, which I haven't got that far to unlock yet, and I'm not using cheats. I want to play the game by myself normally, right? I'm assuming that if there is nitrous, also police obviously return. I'm assuming that if there is nitrous in the game, you would probably just double tap the B button like you do in the Genesis mode, but I'm not too sure. I haven't got that far yet. But for the most part, like I said, it's Road Rash 3 with better environments. Like there's a little bit of popping if you're really looking for it, but you don't really notice it too much if you're not looking for it, especially considering how fast you're moving. Now, one thing I can report is the smooth gameplay of Road Rash 3 is kind of gone for the most part. Your character, how do I put this? Whereas in Road Rash 3, I can say, unlike previous Road Rash games, Road Rash 3 added a little bit of weight to your character, so it actually felt like you were controlling a real biker. Because Road Rash 1 and 2 are just like, your character's almost weightless in how fast he can turn and how fast he can move. Well, here, that's not the case. Your character has weight, okay? And you can feel, you have to time your turns almost perfectly or you will hit something. Like, when I tell you have to, like, pretty much be already prepared to turn, I mean, I'm not saying you have to memorize the turns to be able to complete the tracks, because that's not it at all. You just have to already, let me just say, it's not, you can't just take your finger off the D-pad and just let your character fly, okay? Also, another thing is, right? Another thing is, just like a realistic biker or a realistic bike game, it does take you a few minutes to build up speed. Or just like in previous Road Rash games. Now, in this game, cops work almost exactly the same way as Road Rash 3. And there's pedestrians in the road. And there's a lot more cars in this version, but the road is a lot bigger now that they have this full-on 3D effect to play around with. Although, for some weird reason, they did use a lot of 2D things for certain things. Like, the characters are still, like, I'm not gonna say 2D, because I think the characters are digitized in this game, and I lost because I got arrested. Yup. Like I said, again, it also, yeah, the scenes here are a lot better. Like I said, full motion video, or FMVs, here you go, of you getting arrested. Why is he putting me in the trunk? Now, these are funny, right? These never stop being funny, busted. These never do stop being funny. They're funny as all can be. There's no escaping the long arm of the law. Yeah, essentially, as you sit in county jail for a month, you lose all qualifications for this level. You see what I'm saying? And, I mean, well, now we'll go to here. We'll go to Nevada. But no, still, as you can see, you still can get arrested. Again, full motion video. We're not going to spend too much time on those. If you want to see them, there's a bulk of them available everywhere online. I've seen multiple myself. You see, the courses, like I said, everything here looks a lot better now that they had more powerful hardware to play around with. Like, even the road is 3D itself, which, I don't know what is going on here. Now, at times, now, I'm going to be honest now, hold on. Because, again, like I said, I personally have come under the belief that this game is better than Road Rash 3. But that does not change the fact that Road Rash 3 is still my favorite in the series, because while I love Road Rash 32-bit, it is great, and I'd probably play it over Road Rash 3. Road Rash 3, just in my opinion, had that certain charm to it that I don't think any other Road Rash might be able to mention. And from this point on, I don't think we have too many more Road Rashes we're going to be able to look at on this channel, especially considering another Road Rash I can consider that a lot of people might be thinking of is a certain Road Rash 64. Now, the problem with Road Rash 64 is it's on, if I might be honest here, it's on the Nintendo 64, and obviously we don't review Nintendo games here, so as of now, Road Rash 64 is not going to be appearing on this channel. Also, that doesn't mean I haven't played it or I won't play it in the future, because I have played it and I do think it's fun. It's just not going to, and it is a good game. Probably one of the sole reasons, in my opinion, to own an N64, because it's just, oh man, Road Rash 64 is good. But that's not the point of this video. Road Rash 32-bit, man, it's so good, it's so fun. But I did notice sometimes, right, and this is just coming from a few playthroughs, like I said, and I'm going to pin a lot of this stuff on my emulator, because I know for a fact the emulator I'm using is very outdated, like extremely outdated. Like, I think this emulator right here is going back to the late 2000s, not even, and the problem is I couldn't find a more up-to-date one, and I probably can if I did a little bit more research and put a little more effort into it, but I've already put a lot of effort into this one. Also, that's another thing, if you noticed, right, certain courses have split tracks. So those guys went one way, and I went this way, right? And it's almost like Super Hang-On in a sense. No, not Super Hang-On. What is something? Oh, Outrun. It's almost like Outrun in a sense because, well, you will reconnect with the racers obviously at some point. They took a whole different track than what I took, and my track obviously took me through a city. And I don't know because I usually take this path, so I don't know which path they took and where it leads. I will check that out at some point. But mine took me through a little city, and I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna be a shortcut. Obviously, yet I don't know. In fact, I don't even know what position I am. Oh, it says I'm in first. I think I'm in first. Right. The point is, mine took me to a little city. Each path is worth memorizing. I'd say it is worth memorizing these stages because, for the most part, they're very fun stages to play on. And I think they offer a lot of detail and the variety of how the stages look, and especially even compared to like before this, right? Before Road Rash 32-bit, in my opinion, Road Rash 3 was the most culturally diverse game because it took you throughout the world. You know what I'm saying? And each stage had its own feel and memorable music that kind of went with the stage. Before that, Road Rash 1 and 2 didn't really have that, at least in my opinion. Road Rash 1 and 2 were kind of a lot more just green field here, another green field here, brown field here, whereas with Road Rash 3, you could tell you were in Brazil, or that you were in the UK, or that you were in another country also. I'm pretty sure we got first this round because of how excited he was. Obviously, you see you get your beautiful opening here. We get money, a trophy. A lot of people are excited. We get friends. There's my trophy with my money. I'm going to go ahead and take that. Thank you very much. I need that. Let's go. Amazing. Look, we did it. Told you, it's worth memorizing these tracks, and that's why I didn't take the other path, because I memorized that path and I knew I can get in. And like I said, races are just as fun as ever. Yeah, I did get first. They're just as fun as ever. You can, you get the opportunity to see what your time is going to be, and all around, just fun. You know what I'm saying? We're getting ready to race, but man, like the loading times are extremely short. I can also say that no more than probably 5 to 6 seconds here. Now, this stage right here does look a little similar to the first stage. Someone might point that out, but it gets a little bit more diverse in the closer towards the middle and end. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, the game here is just so fun to play. I can play it for hours, and I think this can go without saying here, right? I think this can go without saying. The music, obviously amazing. Although there's sometimes no music during levels, although I usually think there is. I don't know why. Maybe it's just in my head. Or maybe this level's glitched. I'm pretty sure. Oh wait, hold on. Yep. Okay, I knew it. I'm like, there is music during levels because I remember it, and we just got the weird glitch that happens with this emulator in which my audio gets glitched. So again, I'm gonna apologize for the bad audio quality for the rest of this video. But the only way to remedy it would be to simply freaking what was that I was gonna say? The only way to remedy it is to restart my PC, and we're not gonna be doing that. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to unpull this from full screen really quick if we could. That's what we're gonna do. So there we go. We're gonna untake this from full screen if I can. And by if I can, I mean not freezing the emulator. We froze it, but it doesn't really matter because of what I want to do anyway. Hold on, no, I didn't mean to do that. Start in full screen. There we go. I forgot how you get out of full screen. Would it be to hit escape? Okay, well, we're just going to restart the emulator anyway, so I don't really care. So just reset. No, I didn't mean to hit reset. I meant just go ahead and quit the emulator. There we go. So to avoid you having to deal with this trash music for the rest of the time, what I am going to do is I'm going to simply turn down the volume, right? And for the rest of the video, you'll get background music. Sound fun? Okay. I'll make sure to make it Road Rash theme so it at least fits in with the video a little bit more, but back into the game we go. And I'm sorry if this video is a little bit sloppy. Like I said, this emulator is old. I'm going to look for more ways that I can get an updated emulator, but for now, I gotta make do with what I got, okay? So, the sound, I have to be stuck with it, but you're not gonna be stuck with it, so that's all that matters, right? And me, on the other hand, I'll just gladly turn down my volume, and I won't hear a thing. But you guys are gonna get music for the rest of this video because of that, or background music. I'll try to make it either Road Rash music, or more so relaxing music. But now, we could take a look at big game mode, okay? So, if we get right in, big game mode, you see you can, I don't know I'm still trying to comprehend this for some reason because, oh no, okay, so here's where you can pick your character. Pearl McCurdy. And they all are very, let's just say, extreme looking, okay? I mean, would you want to, I mean, this is straight up Shiva from Mortal Kombat. Try to tell me this isn't Shiva from Mortal Kombat. Who has eyes like that, dude? Those are literal Frankenstein eyes, okay? Look at those eyelids, man. My God. But no, okay, they look very extreme, okay? I mean, look at, Slim Jim has a freaking arrow in his head, dude. Would you want to meet Slim Jim in a dark alley? I don't think I would, okay? But for joke purposes, let's go ahead and pick Axel. Is extremely thuggish, like, I mean, he's a hoodlum, okay? He's probably gonna beat me up. I mean, all of these guys would probably beat me up just for jokes. Let's go ahead and pick Pearl McCurdy. And you can see, right? And you can see you can hang out with your buds and pick up your next race, or you can go to Ali Scooterama, which is where you can upgrade your bike. You can see we have rat bikes, super bikes, sport bikes, and you can see just a bunch of different bikes. And cash and trade, your cash plus trade returns, and I can't afford any of these bikes. You can see the price here, and you can see your cash plus trade here, and the name of each bike, and you get the description of it. And if you try and buy it, of course you get the funny, you don't have enough money. Oh no, they have FMVs for each bike now that I meant to show you. They're very glitched, and again, I don't know if that's my emulator or if they're just very glitched anyway. But you can get that, and it'll take you to a buy screen, and with the buy screen you can read all about it. And if you try and buy it, in your dreams, see, hit the road, you scaring away the customers, and that's all you get. You see what I'm saying? That's all you get. You can't afford any bikes, you're going about your day. Super bikes, you see, and they just have a bunch of cool bikes, and this is probably the best bike here, but you get a little cutscene for it. These cutscenes are very over the top and just all around not that good looking in my opinion, but for the most part you can read about it and you try and buy it again in your dreams. You hit the road, you're scaring the customers, and other than that you can read about it. The ultra and high tech, you can read about what each bike offers. Rat bikes, sport bikes, and you could just go to the street and get out of here. Now if you go to this one right here, right, the club, obviously you got a fellow rider, bend your ear a bit for find out who's your friend and who hates your guts, right? You got the bulletin board, sign up for one of the hopping races. So this is where here you can talk to some people. When I go a few races without placing, I just throw down some green on a wicked cool bike. If you don't take the first shot, I'll have your head. I always like to keep a little something up my sleeve, if you know what I mean. Weapons. You think, I am just gonna skip past this. I forgot this game has some language. Yes, it does have some language. In fact, I'm pretty sure this game was rated T for teen and M for mature, unlike previous Road Rashes, which have been rated E for everyone. This game right here is rated T for teen. You can see there's clear reference to alcohol and things like that in this game. So yes, this game isn't for, I guess you could say, I mean, while I don't see it that bad, I see it being that bad, I mean, it's just a simple 32-bit racing game. Some parents out there might see this as being a little over the top for such a thing, whereas like I said, come presentation comes this type of things. And yes, there is alcohol, like I said, in this. There's reference to other substances we're not going to talk about, and there is some language here, but for the most part it's not that bad. The rest, you can go to the restroom, which again is just your options, but what we care about is the bulletin board. And on the bulletin board you can see races you can take up. You see what I'm saying? You can also hang on to the back of cars, but you could also do this in Road Rash 3 anyway. You could also do this in Road Rash 3, so that really doesn't matter. But you can see you start out with a weapon right off the bat. The problem is, right? Also, one feature I did forget to mention is that something is very much missing from this game, and that is the upgrade section for your bike. You don't get to upgrade your bike, or at least I haven't found a way that you can upgrade your bike, okay? It's usually just get more cash, buy new bikes, going about your day. No such thing as like adding super protection or something like that was in Road Rash 3. And one day I'm going to have a video directly comparing Road Rash 3 to this to ultimately see which one is better. But as of now, like, as for the review purposes, Your goal, and obviously the big game mode, is just obviously to beat as many races as you can, becoming the top racer, and automatically getting more cash to upgrade your bike. Again, that's literally your whole purpose of the stage, is to just get enough cash to upgrade your bike. That's what you want to do, and beat more races. But the problem is, right, I find myself getting extremely addicted to this game mode, right? But not fully committing to it. And how do I say about this, right? So how do I go about explaining this? Also, people have a lot more health in this game before you actually get to knock them off, which sucks. So it might be safe to say it'll be a lot harder to knock someone off in this game. And also, I'm sure that you can grab weapons if you catch them. In fact, you can grab weapons if you do catch them. If someone tries to hit you with weapons, you can catch them. Now, I'm not sure if weapons have durability or not. I haven't had a weapon break on me yet. So I don't think they do have durability, but if they do, you know, you'll find it out playing the game. But for the most part, I mean, like I said, you hop in, you just play Road Rash. I mean, it can't get much better than this. And with the new beautiful 3D aesthetics, the awesome rockin' music that you'll have in the background, I mean, dude, you can't get better than this. I shouldn't even have to tell you that the music is good. This is freaking Road Rash. This game takes place right after Road Rash 3. Well, I mean, I don't think they share a custom when it comes to stories, but I mean, like, it takes place right after Road Rash 3 and it came out right after Road Rash 3. So, of course, the music is good, right? But the set pieces are beautiful. The new 3D graphics really give the game a nice feel and actually makes it feel like you're playing it. You're a natural extreme biker, because the thing is, the Genesis was only so limited with its 2D sprites, and here's another section where the game does split up. You know what I'm saying? I have a little less experience with this course, so I haven't taken this path yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and go down there, and you can see the set pieces are all here. But the thing is, previous Road Rash games were all limited to 16-bit consoles and even 8-bit consoles in the case of Road Rash 1 and 2 on the Master System, but this game had a whole host of new power to work with between the PlayStation and Sega Saturn. And also, I should also mention, this is not a comparison to the PlayStation version at all, or even the 3DO version, because as we stand, I haven't played either of those versions. In fact, I've only played this version right here, the Saturn version, and it runs well. It runs extremely good, I should mention, and I think it has to do with the fact that the Sega Saturn, like we already know, was a 2D powerhouse. Also, one thing I also can mention here is stages in Road Rash 32-bit tend to feel a lot, how you say. Also, I did win. I placed first. I placed first place, so that was cool. You know what I'm saying? We got some cash, so we can probably go and upgrade ourselves, get ourselves a new bike now, which is cool. But no, our stages feel drastically shorter in this game. Let's see. Can we afford the killer rat? Probably not. No, we cannot. Can we afford? What can we afford? Can't afford that. Can't afford that. Wait, hold on. Oh, we can afford this. Let's go ahead and buy this then. Let's go ahead and buy ourselves a new bike. Wake up. You already own this bike. Oh, that's the one we own. I'm stupid. There we go. Maybe we can afford this one. Oh, congratulations. You brought yourself a new bike. Keep the rubber side down. There we go. We can afford a new bike. So that's what happens when you buy a new bike. As simple as that. And you go back and you do another race. And now we have no more cash. So our goal is to get more cash, right? So we go back to the bulletin board. And we go and we do ourselves another race because we need more money. But, I mean, yeah, other than that, it's as simple as that. It's just Road Rash 3. It's just similar to Road Rash 3 in that you're just going to race. Simple as that, right? So we can do the city, obviously, but it was glitching. But as simple as that. I mean, I don't know how much more. I've done multiple Road Rash videos on this channel, right? That I'm getting stumped for words because that's what this is. It's just Road Rash 3. But in 32-bit form, and the graphics are a lot better. Like, dude, like I said, 3D with the new 3D graphics, and I'm sure the Saturn runs this like a beast because of the fact that it's also kind of 2D, a lot of it at the same time, as well as being 3D. So it'll probably be a lot easier for the Saturn to render this than a lot of other stuff. Also, yes, pedestrians are still in the game and they're digitized people, which is cool. I find that extremely cool. But like I said, other than that, I mean, for the most part, it's just Road Rash, but it's fun. It's a fun evolution of Road Rash. Your character, like I said, at least compared to Road Rash 3, feels a little bit tighter in how he controls, which can, I don't know, and it has messed me up a few times because your character does feel like he has in some cases, and like I said, this is all my personal opinion, but in some cases your character can feel like he has a little bit extra weight on him than previous Road Rash games, and that sometimes can mess me up and cause me to overshoot turns or undershoot turns. Because of fear, I'm going to overshoot those turns and I'll end up crashing into a wall here or there or something like that. But other than that, like I said, that's really the only downside I could think of this game, is the only like minor gripe. And again, once you learn the game and you start learning the courses and you start learning the tracks, that becomes a problem, because that becomes less of a problem, because you remember, okay, well, here's a turn coming up here, I know the exact point where I should turn, because you memorize these maps and you memorize the courses and you memorize what you should do. Pedestrians in this game. Now, one thing I also do want to mention about this game, and I'm just going to go ahead and mention this now, is Road Rash 32-bit feels, I don't want to say this and upset anyone, but Road Rash 32-bit feels a lot easier than Road Rash 3. Okay, because Road Rash 3, especially in those later stages, which again in this game, especially in the later courses and later levels, can get extremely hard, but even in the later levels, this game just feels easier than Road Rash 3. Because when you just talking about Road Rash 3 in general, I did a whole challenge and I got busted. That sucks. I did a whole challenge, again, you gotta watch out for cops, but I did a whole challenge, right, where, and we're just gonna get ready to go ahead and end this video, but I did a whole challenge in which, on Road Rash 3, I saw how far I could get only using the standard bike, and we found out I could get all the way to Australia without ever having to upgrade, or without ever having to upgrade, or ever having to buy a new bike, which was cool. You should check that video out, by the way. That took me a while to make that video, and it was really fun to make. And even Australia, we could get a few we could pass a few people, although we found out Australia was not possible to beat after giving it multiple attempts. There was no way you were doing it, at least without any upgrades, and even with upgrades it probably still was not possible. But that being said, I mean, Road Rash 3, by the time you get to Australia, I mean, to be honest with you, by the time you get to Italy, the game's already kicking your freaking butt. And that's coming from somebody, now, you can see me play Road Rash 3 and have almost no problems, but by the time I play Road Rash 3, and I still suck at most of the stages, including Italy and Kenya. And don't even get me started on Australia, but by the time you get to Japan, you will think the game is completely freaking impossible. This game does not really have that feeling. I mean, it seems a lot easier than Road Rash 3, in my personal opinion. It feels a lot easier, and just easier to, I want to say, master the skills that come with Road Rash I mean, it's just a lot easier, especially, but then again, let me be honest here and say this. This is coming from someone who has played, before this, all of the previous iterations of Road Rash, okay? So I've played Road Rash 1, 2, and 3, and I've beat all 3 of the games. So that would kind of, in theory, make me a bit of a veteran, as you could say, but for the average beginner, it might seem a lot harder, but even then, it's not hard. You know what I'm saying? It's not that hard. You could jump in and know exactly what to do. It's extremely easy, especially if you're jumping into the arcade mode. It's not hard to just jump in, have a race, and jump off. You know what I'm saying? It's a very pick up and play game. You're very easy. And one of the biggest changes that I was so happy to see was the fact that you could now select what courses you wanted to play. And so, I mean, you could do that in Road Rash. You could do that in Road Rash 3 too. But I mean, you could do that in all of the Road Rashes. But it felt a lot easier to hop right into any course and be a lot more beginner friendly, because like I said, with Road Rash 3, you hop into any course but Brazil and you don't know what you're doing, you're getting your behind kicked flat out. But with Road Rash 32-bit, I could hop in as soon as I got on. Again, this might be due to the fact that I'm a veteran, but it seems like you can hop directly on and automatically be good at the game just from any stages. Stages are a lot shorter compared to Road Rash 3, which is, to some, might be a big deal, might not be. The stages, obviously, everything looks better. We have full-on 3D now, full motion video cutscenes, which are extremely funny, can be funny. The music is good, and all around, I'd say Road Rash 32-bit is an obvious 10 out of 10 from me. It's a great game, great experience, and worth anybody's time out there. Go out there and check it out. It is very fun and very worth your time. that being said, this video is going on long enough. It's getting late and I have to edit it. So if you're new here, if you can subscribe, that'd be really awesome. We're trying to reach 200 subscribers, and I'm at 300 subscribers, and you'd be helping us out a lot. Make sure to share this video with your friends to become a Super Slayer. I've been the world's coolest Sega enthusiast, Sega Slayer 64, and until next time, have a good one, Slayers.